So, Kathleen, are you ready? Are you ready for this interview?
Yes.
All right. So, first question I have. Often at Folkwise, we're talking about video games with folkloric elements, like the folkloresque or like things from like myth, legend, or folktale that got added into video games. But how do fighting games and Smash specifically create folk groups?
That's such a good question. So I'm just gonna throw a caveat. So I'm not actively researching this anymore, but I think fandom and community has always just been such an interest of mine. I think part of it has to do with the everyday. I kind of like things that other people don't like or that they think isn't worthy of study. I find that that happens a lot in academia where maybe you'll pitch something that you're interested in or an idea that you're really excited about, and then maybe your advisor or someone else, they're like, like I don't know about this, or like I'm not sure. But I think that video games and play have always been sort of stigmatized because like fun is not serious, right? And serious
Yeah.
isn't necessarily worthy of study. But as you can see, it totally is. You have a channel dedicated to gaming and play and communities. So I think with Smash in particular, so going back to your question about fighting games, Smash is just the embodiment, right, of bringing people together. It's like the ultimate fan game because Smash in itself, there's no really original characters. Maybe like Master Hand, right? But like the
Hmm.
characters you play, they're all from other games. And so you can get excited. Um, for instance, today, so a new character was just announced for Smash, Kazuya from Tekken. I have not ever played Tekken, maybe like once. So I don't know this character, but I'm really excited to learn more about him. I know my friends are really hype and excited. So it's sort of like a gateway. Like once
Yeah.
I pick them up, I'm gonna try and play Tekken. Same with Hero. I had not played Dragon Quest XI. He came out for Smash. I played Dragon Quest, and after that, I was like, oh my gosh, I am more invested in Hero because I understand where all of his spells and things are coming from. So, yeah, Smash is all about. I think it's just love and community and fandom. And I think, I'm going to just temper that by saying, of course, the community is complicated. If we want to dive into like esports later down the line, it's not perfect.
Hmm.
But I would say what I'm just drawn to is just how it connects people, how it brought us together through guts, how we're doing this right now. All the videos that we showed you, have the thousands of people like cheering for their favorite players for this game that started out as a party game for kids, really. Um, I'm all for it.
Um, so how is this notion of building community central to what you do at Nevada Humanities?
Yeah, so shout out to Nevada Humanities. I don't know if my coworkers are watching, but if you are, thanks for being here. Um, Yeah, I'm really lucky to do what I do, which is I'm a program manager. I'm based in Las Vegas, but we have another office in Reno, so north and south. Um, so Nevada Humanities is our state's affiliate for the National Endowment for the Humanities, and what we do, we try to connect people across our state through programming that just showcase, diverse traditions, ideas, et cetera, of the people of Nevada. So that can take the form of like conversation programs, like art projects, workshops, like reading programs. So what I love about what I do is I started my position last year in April during the pandemic. I
Yeah.
have never done an in-person thing, although we're hopefully going to get to that someday. But I think that means my work is even more meaningful. I think for the first time, like we can really say like everything is truly statewide, right? Like it's no longer this program, like we're gonna have this conversation in Reno, but then the people in Las Vegas or Carson City or elsewhere can't really see it if it's not being recorded. Now everything's online, so anyone anywhere can access it. And I love that, my coworkers are really supportive and passionate about what they do. Like my boss, Christina, is great. She's sort of given me free run to hopefully eventually run a Twitch channel, actually. So any other humanities councils out there, please don't poach our idea first. But we would love to do a Twitch channel on the humanities and just anything that we can do to sort of just showcase, what brings people together. I'm really excited about that. I don't know if that answered your
It
question.
did. No, I think it did. I think it did. Um, bringing people together. Yeah. And I also want to say I love whenever we start getting subs and bits during the interview because it always
Like,
to me sounds like Kathleen's answering the question right.
I
But
know,
thanks for
and
everyone going nuts with the bits
I
and the
know.
subs. T
I
Papas,
want to
thank you.
say,
Luomi, Death Lorist,
yeah, I
Ozone.
want to say, especially because, like we didn't
I,
get a ton of subs while we were playing the games, but like, they're all coming in for
Nah,
hype train,
they're
like
waiting
during
for
your
this.
interview. They're
really?
They're waiting
waiting
for
for
this.
you. They're
Yeah.
waiting for the interview. Yeah, it's great.
I wish I could watch. I don't have the chat up. I'll have to go up and watch it after.
Yeah, it's very cute.
So
I will try too. If any questions come in, I will be keeping track of those too. So we already got some sent into email, which I think will be really fun for you to answer. So
oh
yeah.
nice. Um Kathleen, uh which academic fields do you think are underrepresented in like the popular consciousness notion of the humanities?
Oh, that's a tough one. Can
Well,
you ask that again?
okay, let me rephrase it. When people think about the humanities, they think about like, I don't know, like Latin and philosophy. And that is only scraping the surface of like what the humanities are. What other fields do you want people to think about when they say humanities?
Yeah, well, I think the humanities is really everything, right? I think sometimes when not everyone knows what it means, but you can
Mhm.
always point to the first word as being human. So the core of what makes us human. And I think part of that is, what we create, what we want in order to connect ourselves to one another. So like you said, there is like Latin, the classics, history, philosophy, like all of those sort of like great thinkers. That's kind of the first thing too that people think about when you chat about the humanities, thanks to like school and great books, which I'm sure we all read. Um, but just looking at this channel and just based on my own experience, I feel like folklore is sort of coming more into the national consciousness, probably thanks to like Taylor Swift and her album. But I think folklore is becoming more of a thing. Anthropology, um, I would say just anything that just studies humans and really just emphasizes, what I don't want to say like ordinary, but what ordinary people do. I think that's so
Yeah.
important.
What everyday life is
So
like.
yeah, for sure. And I think that's what we do too at my work. I think we try to position the humanities as, lived everyday experiences. That's really important to us, right? Because I think if you told people like, well, all that matters is these experts, what these historians think, what these philosophers think, what only published writers, then it's kind of exclusive, right? It's like, well, I can't do that, or why should I care? But if you frame it as, this is a thing that anyone can be a part of, that anyone can get excited about, and that you want to learn more about it, I think that's kind of like where the magic happens. And that's kind of what we all need more of during this time when we're, so isolated and apart.
Kathleen, okay, kind of in the same wheelhouse as talking about like community. Can you explain to chat how what do you want to call them? Video game tribute bands? Is that the preferred nomenclature? Would you say cover bands or tribute bands?
Let's go tribute bands.
Tribute bands. Okay, so how do can you explain video game tribute bands both as like a genre of music, but also as a kind of community?
Yeah, and so Dom is asking me this because like this is what I love and kind of like what I wrote about a lot when I was in grad school. And B, I think Dom and I even like came together
Oh yeah.
through video games
Oh yeah.
and music and because of a video game tribute band that I was studying.
Oh,
So just to like so
because
before
if I remember correctly, because of a Final Fantasy VI thing that I don't think I ever saw. I don't know if that ever dropped on YouTube, but we definitely
yeah, so
recorded that.
right. So, background before I answer your question, when I was doing my master's degree at Tufts University, I was really into Final Fantasy. I
Mhm.
got into Distant Worlds, which is the orchestral arrangements of Final
Yeah.
Fantasy, and so this is like its own thing, like in its own right. A lot of people love these concerts. And so so it was my first foray into learning that there is a whole other world dedicated to tribute music by fans, not just like expert musicians. But one of the bands that I worked most closely with, The World is Square. Shout outs. I don't think they're watching, but I'll tag them after. They had posted in the Facebook group, like, hey, like catch us like busking outside the concert hall. And I messaged them. And we just ended up just hanging out. I learned a lot about them, about MagFest, Music and Gaming Fest. They would perform there. And this slowly grew. Like I learned it's not just like local musicians playing in like a bar or a restaurant, but there's like a whole like nationwide scene of like legit bands, usually fans. They don't make a lot of money. They do this because they love it. Who make music and share it with other people. So anyway, fast forward to me going to Indiana for my PhD. I think it was my first year. So before I was really friends with Dom, but I knew Dom was into like music, and somehow I found out you were into like opera. And I was asked to be like a voice actress for a Final Fantasy VI voiceover. So my friend Nick from The World is Square basically wanted to like rearrange it so it was like the original gameplay and everything, but the dialogue would be different. So there's like a script we had to read. And so I was one of the main characters, and he was looking for someone to be in the opera scene. And I was like, I know someone. And I reached out to Dom, and it was a thing. We sang opera together.
I think, Kathleen, I think I still remember my line. Can I try to sing it?
Go it.
Okay. It was if anyone knows Final Fantasy VI, he like wrote like a parody song for the opera scene. And I sang oh, that's messed up. That's so messed up. I'm depressed here, don't you know? And I'm trampled by chocobos. Oh my god, that was funny.
If you know, you know.
If you know, if you knew, that blew your mind. Yeah.
Someone clip that quick.
Jeff Morris or somebody.
But yeah, so this is just sort of the start of like my friendship and Dom's because of this common love of video games, of music, of video game music, of video game music by fans. So it's just sort of this like unending chain. But yeah, so I was into video game tribute bands. I'm gonna say tribute because I think when you say cover, it sort of implies like this is like a one-to-one or there's like less emotion involved or like emotional attachment. And when you say tribute, it's because you want to pay tribute and you really care about the music that you're doing, that there's something else besides just like a regular cover. And also the fact, I think at that time, there still isn't a lot of research out there on tribute bands. So anyone who is curious and wants to write about this, even like folklorists, you should definitely do it. Write about tribute bands and the tribute music scene. But I feel like there's always been this sort of clash between musicology and ethnomusicology. Like one is more like Western music, like 18th, 19th century music. It's like an analysis. The composers, less about the people who listen to it and who maybe connect and bond over it. And I was interested in sort of this like people are taking this material from video games and they're doing something more with it. They're putting their own spin on it online on YouTube and other places. They're banding together, like no pun intended. They're banding together to create this just like international community where anyone can listen to their stuff. You can love it. You showed that Melee video earlier of that guy playing the drums. And I think it just really, it's so cool because there's all these different levels. Like I said, it could start out as, just your friends jamming in someone's basement to like playing in a bar to these national, like just festivals and conventions like MagFest, where there's like big stages where like bands are like invited to play like on stage, but then in the hallways you'll also get people making music and it's just like a whole thing. And then of course there's like the online element. So I was just really drawn to the fact that people take the time to do this. It's really meaningful for them. And I think that when someone's really passionate about something, even if you don't understand it, like I think there's just something really special about that. Like, I don't understand what you're doing, but I want to learn more about it because you obviously care. So I want to care about what you care about.
That's the spirit of what we do. That's what it is. That's what it's about.
I want to use the phrase that Dom uses a lot, that I think somebody said this to you. I don't know if I don't want to say it's a Dom original without it being, but the enthusiasm enthusiast.
That's a James Dalton Bellism.
It's a James Dalton Bellism. A James Dalton Bell in the chat. It's such a good term to describe. Like, you just get really hype about other getting really hype. You're an enthusiasm enthusiast. You want to be part of the community and be excited for the community's existence. It's so cool.
Yeah, and like so that's what I try to bring to my work too with like Nevada Humanities,
Yeah.
right? Like it's a lot of people maybe I've never met or places I haven't visited yet. Fingers crossed when it's safe to do so again, I can finally see more of the state. But like, I belong to this community now. Like I want to love what other people are doing and share that with other people and just yeah.
I mean, great answer and great times. I'm feeling so nostalgic now. It's amazing. All right. Moving into some other stuff you've worked on. Kathleen. How do stick game songs from the Confederated, Salish, and Kootenai tribes act as markers of social identity?
Oh my gosh, did you like dig up my old master's thesis?
Yeah, we found your master's thesis.
I have not looked at that in many, many years.
What are the words you just said?
Tell us about your master's field work.
What are the words you just said?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that I applied to IU because I wanted to minor in Native and Indigenous Studies based on my field work when I was doing my master's degree at Tufts. So that was, like you said, on stick game songs, which I can explain, from the Confederated Salish and Kootenai in Montana. So you can look them up. They're on the Flathead reservations, and they're not Flathead. So you can look that up. There's other tribes that live there, but this is sort of like the designation. So when I went there, it was like the way the program worked at Tufts, it's a 2 years master's program. And for anyone at IU or anyone thinking about ethnomusicology, that's kind of terrifying, right? Because you go in like your first year, maybe you're out of undergrad, and then like you're expected to do field work that summer. And then the following year, you write your thesis and you're done. And it's like, when do you take classes? When do you have time to like do other stuff? And so I remember that summer after like my first year of classes, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And I don't remember how this came up, but I was an RA in college at U Chicago. I feel like this is like diving into my backstory. And the resident heads from when I was there, they left, and a new couple moved in. And the husband, Scott Bear Don't Walk, this is where he grew up. And he was like, when he heard that I was trying to figure out what to study that summer, he's like, you should go here. You should really work and learn more about stick game music. I remember we were on a long phone call together in a like tiny like apartment dorm room at Tufts, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what I'm in for, but I'm going to do it. I just remember that was like a really special summer, and it was really just like a month, maybe like a month and a half that I was there. But for anyone doing field work, I think there's always like a trepidation, right? Like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who you're going to meet. And so I remember going into it thinking like, am I going to be accepted? Are people going to think like I'm an outsider or an intruder? And I think like the short answer is yes, like you always are when you're going to somewhere new. And, you expect sort of like as a researcher, there's a weird like, I want you to tell me what you know, but there has to be some like, reciprocal like thing happening. I think that's kind of like a really selfish move to take if you're like, I'm just going to take your knowledge and not give back. So I remember being like really like self-conscious, and this family, like just a couple families just took me in from the reservation. Like they would like invited me to sit with them at these powwows. So I went around to like powwows like every weekend. And stick game is trying to think of the best way to describe it. You can find like videos online and like pictures and stuff. And again, it's like its whole community and circuit. But you can think of it as a ritual game. Like it has like a really like storied history, but I think in its current incarnation, people also gamble with it. So you can think of it as like a gambling game as well. But music is like heavily involved. So you'll have like two different teams, and you'll have a set of sticks and bones. They can be like real bones, like little small bones. Um, or they can be like made of plastic or whatever. But the whole time, like people are like singing on one side, and they're like hiding the bone. So you're trying to figure out where people are hiding this, and then there's like sticks involved that you're betting. So like just getting back to your question, Dom, about markers of identity, I just remember thinking it was so cool that even though I had just gone there for the first time, you could hear differences in the songs that people were singing from different tribes. So there were people who came as far from like Canada and like Western Washington all the way to Montana, just to play this game against one another. They would follow each other like along the powwow circuit. And I just went with them. I remember I went to a casino in Idaho where there's like a huge tournament happening. I forget how many thousands of dollars was being like bet and like who was going to win. And I think that was like the first time like I also participated too. Like I was on a team, and I remember that it was so embarrassing. Like they were like, okay, you have to sign up for your team, blah blah blah. And then they like had a huge like announcer, like an announcement, and like I think they like called my name. Like I had to like go up in front of everyone, and I was obviously not Indigenous, and everyone's like pointing. But some people are like, I know who that is, or like that's really cool that she's doing this. And like I'm a really shy person, like just introverted by nature, and so it's like a huge like ordeal for me, or big deal to go and do this. But it was sort of like the culmination of everything I did that summer, just sort of putting aside my fears and participating in this like really special, I guess, like musical experience, also a ritual, and just, I don't know, just taking it all in. So yeah, markers of identity, I think that follows through in like all of the work I do. But yeah, all the songs that people sing, that was kind of, I don't know, like a short way into your answer.
I like the short answer and the long answer. Because there was also kind of like a, because the question was about like, different sort of identities. You're talking about people coming from as far as Canada, but you couldn't answer that question without giving us, as someone in chat said, the Starps lore. So yeah, that was like a marker of your own identity in answering that when you did the long answer. I liked it a lot. The next question I have, well, I kind of want to make a statement off top, which is, I know a lot of people talk about like, oh, STEM, it should be STEAM, and there should be an A for arts in the acronym. That being said, how did you end up working on a project that, God, this was the hardest thing I've ever had to read for sleuthing someone's backstory, that introduces a musical system that adapts in real time to people's cognitive states while improvising?
What's online about me? Oh my gosh.
That's online about you.
Okay, so let's go back into Starp's lore. As an undergrad at U Chicago, I studied psychology. I originally started as a bio major because the question that I had, I read Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks, and I was like, I want to be him. I want to learn more about like music and how it affects people like emotionally, like memory, all of that. But then biology was too hard. So it's like, if I do psychology, I can still do the same thing, but take less chemistry and all the hard bio classes, and instead do the stuff that I think is more interesting. So originally I started as a psych major, worked in like research labs and stuff. But then my third year, I discovered ethnomusicology for the first time, but I didn't know that's what it was called then. I just took a course called like music of South Asia, music of Central Asia, a bunch of different like music courses. And slowly I realized this is a thing that people do for a living. And that's what sort of took me down this path. But anyway, so ethnomusicology, I was at Tufts, and I didn't want to let this go yet. I was still like very much in like undergrad mode. Like I love like doing research. I wanted like sort of go back and see what other people are doing on campus. And so I took a course. I don't remember what it was called exactly, but it was like a new thing, and there were grad students and undergrads, and it combined like computer scientists with musicology students, ethnomusicology students. And then like it was such a fun class because everyone was learning from one another, and like at the very end we like brainstormed like projects we could work on together. So that summer I ended up going working in this lab. I think Rob Jacobs was the one who led it, and it was so cool because the projects that I was working on, like it was just like something out of science fiction, right? Like they would put electrodes on your forehead to see if you could like if they could gauge like how hard you are thinking, because the harder you're thinking, I think more blood rushes to like your prefrontal cortex. And so that's like a measure of stress. And so they were trying to see if they could balance how much stress you're undergoing when you're like composing or doing other tasks. Like if you're like controlling like planes in the sky, like you're working at an airport, if they can make it somehow so that AI can help you alleviate some of that stress. So that's kind of what they wanted to do, but with music. So like they're wondering like if you compose, can computers make it easier by sort of sensing like how stressed or how hard you're thinking, and then sort of helping you like if you're working on a keyboard, maybe like providing harmonies or things like that. So yeah, I was sort of like, I don't know, like a consultant or something. Maybe you can call me that because I wasn't actually like researching, but I like was really into like the brainstorming and like the planning sessions. I loved like giving feedback about like what kind of music people should use, like if they were trying to get you to get into like a certain emotional state. So for instance, like with people who study music and emotion, sometimes like the saddest piece of music is people want to say it's like Samuel Barber's Adagio in G. I think that's what it is. And if you know it, you know it. If you don't, look it up and on YouTube. And when you listen to it, you'll know what it is. And so that's like objectively the saddest piece of music. But, you know, when you think about it, what makes it sad? Like if I listen to it, I'm not going to start like breaking down and crying. So there's like a sort of a disconnect between people saying it's sad and actually feeling sad. And I think that's like a thread that runs through a lot of like research in general. Like you say it's a thing, and so you should believe it. But when you dig deeper, that's actually not the case. So I remember telling the scientists, like, instead of using these like, you know, pre-made lists of what people think are like the happiest songs on earth or the saddest songs on earth, you should ask the participants and the people you're working with, like what resonates with them, like what makes you happy and what makes you sad. Like that will actually get you thinking a certain way. So that's kind of like what I did. What was the name of that paper again, Dom?
Oh no, I can't even. No, I just did like the thesis line from the abstract. The name of that paper,
No longer read.
The name of that paper where you're acknowledged in is very complicated.
Is that the one by Besta? I love Besta.
Yeah, I think it
in
is.
touch with her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Besta was like one of the grad students, PhD students I was working with. And yeah, I remember her asking all of these questions, and yeah, super cool. I know it's like super like tech jargon heavy, but you should look into her work and some of the other people who worked in that lab, because yeah, all their stuff is so science fiction-y, but they're making it come to life, and it's super cool.
Yeah, the sleuth who was working on these questions with me said, "I want to know how the brain lights up when music make you feel." I don't know how the brain lights up.
When music make you feel.
Yeah.
Love it.
Are you ready to get in the fun questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't these all fun?
Well, they're all fun, but these are the less academic fun questions. Okay. Kathleen, you are an accomplished lyricist, correct? Correct. I believe now I couldn't find if this was attributed to you. This wasn't attributed to you where I saw it, and I hope this was you. But you might know a little bit about this beautiful. It's a sonnet, really. This poem that you set to music. Were you the poet who wrote, "Ooh, Papilloma, you say you want to get me sick? Well, come on, get some, because you can't get through that condom"? Is that your great poetry?
Yes. You have to read the rest of it. It's a from U Chicago Scavenger Hunt, and it's a parody of that one song. I can't remember the name of it right now. Don't remember.
Baby Got Back.
No, it's not Baby Got Back.
That one's. There were like 3 songs in that one. There were like 3 songs in that one video, right?
There's like, I don't know if it's that one, but there's another one, and I made it. It was like the challenge was to write like a sex ed song, and I had like the greatest time like writing these lyrics. And so I'm gonna see if I can dig them up later. Can
you talk a little about University of Chicago Scav? Because I know it is. Whenever you talk about something fun, you're always like, it's as fun as Scav. Like
yeah. So, well, I would say now that Scav is almost as fun as Guts. That's how much I love Guts.
Yes. Yes.
But I would say Scav is a There's the pop off.
There's the pop off.
Scav is a folklorist's dream.
Yeah.
Folklorists in chat, you need to look this up. And it's another one of those things, kind of like Guts, where you can look it up online, but you need like people to like tell you about it. You need to watch videos. You need to watch. There's even like a documentary that my former RA made of it. But just imagine like 4 days of like the craziest scavenger hunt on Earth. And they do this every May, culminating on Sunday, which is Mother's Day. That's Judgment Day. But the items are just like insane. So like all the dorms compete, like independent teams compete, grad students compete, and along with like the main scavenger hunt that happens on campus, they also have like a road trip component. So every team sends out like a road trip team that goes out and like looks for these things. And the challenges are just like insane. I think I actually made like a Mario Paint song for one of these of Under Pressure by Queen. That was like the theme song of that year. I think there's also, I don't know if that YouTube channel is deleted, but there's a video of me playing Under Pressure on like the subway in Chicago with like a bunch of other people. And everyone's just like, what are these people doing? I was like having a violin. But yeah, it's just like the craziest stuff happens. I can't even like adequately explain it, but basically if you can will it into like if it comes to your mind, you can make it real, and that's kind of like what scav is. Like you want like a life-size companion cube, like yeah, let's build it out of lumber. You want to make like a flaming anvil out of a toilet. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna forge a sword out of this flaming anvil toilet. That happened in our dorm's front yard.
Oh my god!
We had like a Bedouin wedding where we, I think like the challenge was to do like a Bedouin wedding and then to have like animals stuffed within animals, like a turducken. But I think it was like a lamb. We made a spit roast and we had people sitting outside like turning this lamb all night that was like stuffed with like other animals.
That's so cool.
It was like the most delicious thing I've ever had. But one year, my last year at U Chicago, by then I was out of my old dorm. Hitchcock was the nerdy house. Unintentionally, I lived in that house that like lived, breathed scav. But my last 2 years, I was an RA in the new dorm, and so I kind of like was like the mother of we got to do scav at this new dorm, and I was like one of the captains. And so I remember like we like banded together to bring like lions and tigers to campus. So there's like photos of me online with like these like lions and tigers in the middle of the midway
oh my God.
on campus in Chicago. We had to dress up. So for 4 days straight, I was dressed up as the Egyptian goddess Isis. Could not take that off. Went to class dressed as Isis.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I could go on and on, but
so Kathleen, the other thing I know about Scav is that the team names are amazing. Can you remember any like team names that you loved from Scav?
I remember one year it was Armadillo. That's not like a name I love. That's like the first one that came to mind. We had like a red shirt with like an armadillo because that was like our house mascot, and it had like I think it had like little guns on its back. My first year in college, I think maybe it was my second year. At the new dorm. We were obsessed with that YouTube series, the Harry Potter, the Dear Readers?
Wizard People Dear Reader?
Yeah, Wizard People Dear. That was like
classic.
We loved that. So I think
much.
our team name was based on it. It was like Scampy People Dear Judges or something like that. And so one of my residents drew like a giant shrimp with like a person like riding its back, and that was like our team name and team shirt that we wore. Yeah.
So trying to find the lyrics to your safe sex rap, we went through like a ton of scav.
It takes two. That's a song.
It takes two. There we go. But I went through like we were looking through like so much, and my favorite name that we found was Scab Trek 5: The Vinyl Frontier. I'm still laughing about that. There's so many good ones. I guess that's a question the sleuth wanted me to ask.
That's pretty good.
The other question the sleuth wanted me to ask is, what is your favorite video game soundtrack?
Oh, that's hard.
Now,
That's always super hard.
I also said two. There were two guesses I had, and she is waiting to see which one of these is correct.
That the sleuth has, or that you have?
No, I guessed it could be one of two. It could be one of two games, and I really want to see what Kathleen says.
I was not prepared for this, so I have to think really hard.
Thank you, sleuths.
It's hard because for me, I feel like my love of video game music is kind of split into like two generations, sort of like the before times of YouTube, before YouTube 2005 or whatever,
Yeah.
when all the music you could get was like either like downloaded or it's just like from the game directly. And then after YouTube, there's like post YouTube, and then like after I stopped playing on emulators. And I think after that time, music became like more orchestral and less like computer generated. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of like the second generation of like video game music. So it's kind of hard to decide between like, do you love like the bits and bytes sound, or do you love like the more like lush, like real sounding music?
Yeah.
If I had to pick like the music that really got me into this, and I can't say favorite because it always changes, it would have to
course.
be something from Final Fantasy, just because that's what got me into this whole thing. Or yeah, I'm gonna say Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is my favorite soundtrack.
Okay, Chrono Cross? Awesome.
Chrono Cross.
My guess is I said she's gonna say Final Fantasy VI or Journey.
Aw. Well, Chrono Cross, got it wrong.
Close.
Sorry.
I was very close. I was very close.
Start out.
We've already talked about Starp's lore. This is literally Starp's lore. What's the origin of your tag Starps?
It is really weird. It's one of those things, like I think everything in my life is like you have to know in order to know.
Yeah. Well,
My siblings, so it starts my siblings and I when I was growing up. I'm the youngest. My brother's 4 years older and my sister is 8 years older. But when I was like really young, like 3, 4, 5, we had an imaginary world. It was called Swinny Land, Swine, like swine, except Swinny is how it was pronounced. So Swinny Land, and it was populated by hogs and pigs, like hogs and pigs, but hogs and pigs. Anyone who knows me knows I love like fat round things, and pigs are my favorite animal. So this is like a pig world.
yes.
And we all had different characters. Like the world is populated by these different people or pigs and hogs. But mine was named Stupidkins, Stupid space Kins. That's who I was.
Okay.
And the shortened version of Stupidkins somehow was Starps. And so Starps is kind of just what I've gone by, like sort of like my default tag, I guess, because it's just ever since I was really young. But when you say it to people, they're like, huh, okay, like I don't know how you get from Stupidkins to Starps. I don't know either, but that's how we got there.
Jaded December in the chat says, tag yourself, I'm Hoogs. And this last one isn't a question. Wow, this doesn't have a question mark. It's just a statement, and it's in all caps, and it says, show us Simba?
Who said it?
I don't know. Who said show us Simba? I wonder who said show us. Is Simba nearby?
If I yell for Simba, he'll come, but I'll have to like run off chat for a moment.
This chat loves a good DOG.
This is, I think, a dog's
DOGE.
thing. Yeah, DOGE. Doge
Yeah, good DOGE.
Okay, if you can give me like a minute, I'm just gonna,
Please.
because I closed the door to my office, I'm gonna run and get Simba.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know y'all can't
Okay.
see it yet,
Simba.
but get
Okay,
ready.
you got some fun questions, Daisy?
Yes, I've got some fun questions. But why don't you go ahead and show us Simba?
Simba is my Shiba who we adopted last January.
Mm-hmm.
I got some treats.
Shoob.
Simba.
Simba. Hi, buddy.
Oh
my god.
Hi, bud.
Wow!
Hey.
Look at this perfect pointy dog.
Lay down.
Look at this. Oh my god!
Simba.
Look at this little pointy dog.
Ready?
Oh my gosh!
Sim.
Dog emotes in the chat. Let's go.
Let's
Look at
go.
this dog.
Oh, ooh, talented
Oh
boy.
my god. He's so talented.
Wait, can we get 3?
Oh,
Oh, baby,
we
triple.
Bits for dog. Oh my gosh.
It's dog bit hour again.
Okay, wait. I've got a folklore question for Starps. Can you have
Yes.
folklore with an animal? Can you and your dog share folklore? And do you and Simba have folklore?
Yes. We have food
Look at
ways.
that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have ritual. We have tradition.
Yeah.
The tradition is he wakes me up at 5 a.m. and gets really upset when I don't take him up right away.
That's some good boy shit.
Also, His birthday is on Thursday. He's turning 5.
On
so for his
Folklore
birthday,
Thursday.
Boy.
we're gonna
Folklore Thursday.
make a giant. He's just like following it with his
Yeah.
eyes. We're gonna make him a giant charcuterie board and just like lay it out on the kitchen floor and
Dog
just have him,
You better play
charcuterie!
Yeah, I need to see the slow-mo video of that.
maybe I'll live stream. Oh,
I need
that'd
a
be
live
so
stream
funny.
of the
Oh,
the
you
bark chutery board.
Charcuterie board. Robin,
Oh
I
my
seriously forgot
God,
you were still
so
on
good.
Discord.
Hey, I've
baby.
been quiet for the interview.
Oh, the very
Yeah.
good. No, it's good. It's good.
You get to see it from the guts of Folkwise, so to speak. The
The
backs.
guts of Folkwise.
I got the back room view.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
Daisy,
Amazing.
Daisy,
Okay.
you got some more fun questions for
I
Kathleen?
got a couple of fun questions.
Yeah.
So these are all questions about Nevada.
And these are all questions
And
from
I-
chat, right?
These are questions from our email. We were emailed a couple questions.
oh,
And so this question asker says, Nevada has some of my favorite folklore. Can our guest, you, briefly touch on Area 51, especially framed in the context of the rise of UFO disclosures,
Mhm.
water babies of Pyramid Lake, and lost gold of the Overland Express? Do you know or connect with any of these narratives?
I feel like a bad like guest Nevadan because I don't know. I know the places mentioned in the last two,
Mhm.
but I'm not an expert, so I'm gonna look those up because now I'm really curious. But with
Okay, I
Area
can send you the
51,
list if you want.
okay, yeah, with Area 51, does everyone remember like the Naruto running guy like
Oh,
last
yeah.
year when it was like Storm Area 51?
Oh, incredible. Powerful aura.
Yes.
Yeah, and then like Bud Light came out with like a limited edition alien can. Do you guys know about this? Like,
No.
I don't know if you
I
can buy it
don't know
anywhere
about
else.
this.
Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna run, so I'm just like so impromptu. I'm gonna run off screen, just grab this can so you can see it because
Please,
I don't know
We
if it was
need
sold
to
anywhere
see.
else.
We need the material culture. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. First we get a dog, and now we get a can.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go. I haven't heard of the. Yeah, I haven't heard of the last two of these. I mean, Area 51 is almost like
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
Oh my gosh!
So
Oh
this
my God.
this limited
What?
edition can was released. So at the top, I'm just gonna read it. It says, "Greetings, space travelers. This is the famous Bud Light beer. We know of no brand from any other galactic being that is brewed to be more refreshing. Earthlings enjoy the crisp taste and smooth drinkability of this light-bodied lager,
Oh
and
my
we think you'll be
God.
pleased to take us to your leader ... for drinks."
I mean, it's no hams. Let's be real.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to. I don't even know how to begin to wrap my brain around like okay, like a beer company advertising to people by
People
advertising.
Naruto running at the Area 51 raid.
Yeah, and then advertising, not directly doing that, but implicitly doing that by advertising to their perception of what aliens do in R&B. And as though the aliens would understand what beer was? This is so confusing to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I don't think it's on. This is like the universally. That's not a normal can, right? The
God.
universally renowned.
No. This
As
is like
like-
the
No, I mean-
Voyager. This is like Voyager 1. This is like the Voyager 1 gold record, but
like-
for beer.
Yeah,
This
if
is
anyone
like-
studies beer and you want me to take a picture of this can, well, I'm sure it's online. Like I'll take a picture
Oh
for
my
you. I didn't even
God.
open it yet. Like it's
Yeah.
This is like beaming me into like a philosophy class. So what is this? What is the object? What is the subject of this rhetorical communicating
Oh my
device?
God.
Like,
The
I don't
sublime
understand.
object of Bud Light.
Oh my god, that's
Oh
amazing.
my God. This is
Well,
so cool.
I posted the list of the 3 legends in the chat, so you can go back and look at them. I can also
Yeah.
email them to you too. But if anybody in chat knows about the other 2 or wants to elaborate on the Area 51
I've
stuff,
heard of the Lost Gold of
please
Overland
go ahead.
Express, but not enough to speak on it. Yeah.
I bet my
Yeah.
boss Christina Barr would know because Christina is actually a folklorist
Mhm.
and she has lived in Nevada for quite a long time. So Christina,
hell
if you're
yeah.
watching, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to tell me later. I'm gonna
Christina
have to look
posted
this
chat.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if she made an account, but I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, well, those are my questions I got for you from on the back end
That's
here
beautiful.
at the Folkwise email account. So
So yeah, I'm
Cool.
sorry I couldn't answer it, but I'm glad I could show you this like limited
and
edition.
we have
No,
a
that's
material
good.
culture
That's cool.
chant going off in the chat.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
All right, Kathleen, are you ready for the fun game portion of your interview?
Let's go.
Have you watched the show? Have you watched the show before?
This show?
Yeah.
This.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's like Tier Zoo.
Okay. Yeah, we're about to
Yeah.
tier zoo. All right, Kathleen.
Oh,
Every
okay.
week we like to make some sort of a tier list with our guest. So if you want to hit watch stream, you can see the tier list we have.
I've carried
Oh
it
my
for
god.
you.
I'm gonna cry.
Like I always say, tier lists are so cool because they're not just a way of doing rank choice in video games. They're also a way of organizing everyday life. And I can't believe you said, if anyone knows me, I like round fat things, because here is the Fat Cats of Instagram tier list. And
This is the best moment of my life.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
hell yes. Hell yeah. So here is the Fat Cats of Instagram tier list. We've curated 8 fat cats on Instagram that we know that you follow, and you are going to rank from S to D your favorite chunkin' cats on all of Instagram. Kathleen, are you
Okay.
prepared?
Yeah, so I'm also going to add, when I was a TA, or let's say AI at IU,
In the IU
I started
parlance,
off
yeah.
every class telling my students, like the very first day when you introduce yourself, I would tell them I follow hundreds of cat accounts on Instagram.
And
I was not
having
ashamed of it.
crawled through your follows to find cats for this list, a lot of Persians. So many Persians.
They're called smoosh faces.
My bad. Smoosh faces. All right. So the Fat Cats of Instagram. Should we start from the beginning? Should we start from the
Okay.
top here? We've got the absolute king, Bronson. Where does Bronson lay on the tier list?
Are you able to make this? I know this photo, but are people able to see the full size version? Do you have that?
Oh, the full size
so the story.
version.
It's okay if you don't. Bronson is a very large cat who weighed like 40 pounds or more or something. And so his owners took him in and like started like a weight loss journey with him. And he also has like mittens for his paws. Like it's like he has like a mitten. That's how large, and he's very large. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, it's
Okay. So Daisy's going to post. Daisy's going to post all the
Yeah.
Instagrams in the chat after you.
Yeah, just tell me what the name of the cat is, and I'll post their Instagram page in the chat so you all can follow.
because the thing with Bronson is that he's not so lorg
losing
anymore.
weight. He's losing weight.
Yeah. And it's just like I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to like look at your other ones. I think I can see them, but I think I just put Bronson in his current state in either like B or A.
You want to go for B because he's only gonna get skinnier.
Let's go B for Bronson, and
B for
because
Bronson.
he's gonna get less fat.
Next up is Miss Biscuits, the fat cat.
She is also very sweet. I love fat cats, and of course, I ended up getting the cat of the dog world, which is a Shiba.
Shub.
I'm gonna put her C tier. She's not
Okay.
like the most memeable cat, but
Sure.
she's a very good girl.
Well, if you're speaking about
What was-
if you said memeable
What was her
cats,
name?
her name
What was
is
her name again?
Miss Biscuits.
Okay.
Kathleen, if you're talking about memeable cats, next up is Hosiko.
Oh, I love Hosiko. I think he was one of the first earlier accounts that I followed because he's
Yeah.
like very beautiful. He has beautiful eyes.
Yes.
Is it very sad that I know a lot about these cats?
No, it's you're making me look smart for picking this as your tier list.
Okay, I'm going to add this too. Like, yeah, I think everyone should study everything, but I am so fascinated by like cat and dog shows, especially with like Persians and stuff, and they have like their own like I feel like weird like folklore and things. So someone needs to study up on like Instagram cats and like like cat shows. I'm very interested, and also like there's a lot of like beautiful cats in like Southeast Asia, like in Indonesia, like accounts that I follow, and I'm very curious about them. So someone needs to like research this and then get back to me, or like hire me as their consultant, take me so I can look at these cats.
Oh my god, yes. What was
Also,
this
I'm
cat?
allergic to cats too. I'm
This
allergic.
cat
This
is-
is like the
Yeah, the curse. Yeah. Daisy, this cat is Hosiko. Hosic.
Post. Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Hosiko. And
I don't wanna
he
say-
remarkably looks like James Corden.
Oh, wow.
You see it? You see it, right?
Damn. I do like this cat. I'm also following them all on the Folkwise account.
Hell yeah.
I feel like Hosiko isn't fat, he's just round.
Sure. Yeah, difference.
I'm stuck between A and B because he's like round. Like he's very round, but he's not like fatter than Bronson. But he has some really good picks. I'm like torn between A and B tier. I'm gonna say B tier because he's
Top of
not
B?
like the
Top of
fattest
B?
cat. Yeah.
Okay. Top of B. Next up, probably the smushiest this list goes is Gentle Bear Massimo.
Did I share that cat with you?
Massimo?
Gentle Bear Massimo.
Yeah, I think you did. He's got like a dandy mustache.
Is this the cat? Okay, this sounds horrible, but is he like not neutered?
Oh, perhaps this might be him.
Okay, because there are some like very large cats that I follow who are not neutered, and it's like horrifying when their owners post like a picture of their butts, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that is a man cat. He is definitely like bottom S or A tier. Let's put him in like, oh, I'm so torn. We can put him in like top of A.
Top
maybe?
of A. Okay, A is forming around Massimo. Okay, next up, the queen herself, Mango from Bowman-Co.
Oh,
She's
Are
sitting
you
like
looking
a
this up,
person in this
Daisy?
photo.
I would say E tier, but after Massimo.
A tier after Massimo.
Because she's definitely rounder than Hosiko.
Mm-hmm.
So, but not as like plush as Massimo.
Sure. I get it. And then next we've got Scruffles _ Fat Cat.
I'm gonna look online because I'm trying to remember how large Scruffles is. Sometimes these cats don't
Scruffles is
come
like
across.
bottom heavy. Scruffles got haunches.
Oh yeah. It's a pear-shaped cat. Ooh.
Yeah, very pear-shaped cat.
Dom, this is so hard. I'm like simultaneously super happy, but also like really dismayed that I've never like tiered these fat cats before.
What
gonna
was Mango's last name?
Mango's account with her siblings is Bowman-Co.
Got it.
I'm gonna say
Okay,
bottom S
continue.
tier. So,
Bottom S
so
tier.
not
Scruffles.
not the top of S, but bottom.
Okay. So someone could still swoop in and knock Scruffles off the top.
Well,
Next-
I think you don't have my favorite cat on here.
Who
If
is
you
it?
had my favorite cat, Bungaku.
I didn't know if Bungaku was round enough. Bungaku's
face.
fluffy. Yeah, his face is. I almost put Bungaku on here, but I didn't know if he was like chubby or just fluffy. You know.
He can be like the secret bonus.
The
like
secret
he's
boss
S
is-
tier,
yeah, the
but
secret
he's not
boss
on
is
here.
Bungaku. Yeah. Next up we have Zarathustra, the cat from Fat Cat Art.
S tier.
S tier is above.
This is
above
the best
Scruffles.
account. Yeah,
Fat
you gotta
Cat
put him
Art
on
is
top.
so silly. I love Fat Cat Art. Okay.
Is this like folklore? Is this like inserting him? It's like meme worthy.
A little
I don't
bit,
know.
yeah. I mean, Fat Cat Art is kind of like Kilroy was here, you know? It's like that level of folklore.
So like his owner will like insert him to like the birth of Venus, and like there's there's the cat,
There's a very fat cat on a
like Adam and God's finger, but instead of like Adam, it's like, or maybe instead of God, it's like the cat.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he animates them, so then you have the very large cat spinning around. It's a very good cat.
So now I'm upset that I made the call that it was between him or Bungaku, and I didn't know who to put on, and I went the other way, but Samson, aka Katstradamus.
Is this the Maine Coon? Can you remind me?
This is the Maine Coon, yes.
Is he round though? Isn't he just like large?
Exactly. He's not round. He's just he's a 30-pound, but like a very muscular 30-pound Maine Coon.
He's big boned.
He's big boned, yeah.
In the words of Cartman, he's not fat. He's big boned.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do I have to put a D tier? Is this how this works?
No, you don't have to put a D tier.
Well, I don't think he belongs in S because I think, he's not. I feel like he's big boned. He's not fat.
He's not chubby. Yeah.
Counterpoint.
I'm gonna go C or D. Yeah, go ahead, Robin.
Big is big.
Big. I'm big.
Like Big's the
I don't have a
cat.
belly anymore. I'm
Yeah.
still big.
Yeah, big is big.
Okay. Big the cat. Big the cat. Big the cat. Oh, that's a Magfest memory.
Let's go C. I don't think he deserves to be in D,
Is he
but
the bottom
he
of
is
C?
not like
Yeah.
yeah. When I think fat cat, I think like round or like pear cat or like bungaku.
Now I wish I was really thinking if Bungaku could be on here. Hold on, give me just a second.
I
I'm pulling
own.
up- I'm
This
gonna
is how
pull up
much I love these
Bungaku.
cats. I will like fan over them, and if they sell merchandise, I will buy them. I bought a calendar from Nico and Poco, who are two of my favorite exotic short hairs. They're from Japan. And Bungaku had a shirt that was being sold. I remember I loved him so much. I like Google translated in Japanese, like, do you like ship to the US or something? And like post in Japanese on the account. And a person replied in English, like, yeah, we can like mail this to you. I was so like embarrassed. But yeah, I have a Bungaku shirt where it's like he has like the David Bowie lightning stripe. It was for
Yeah.
charity.
I'm trying to find. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a picture of Bungaku. I couldn't. I couldn't find
It's
one.
SPT underscore
That's right.
Bungaku.
What is that? What is SPT?
I don't know, but all I know is
Bungaku wrong. We need that.
Bunga. There's like a. There you
Here we
go.
go. Here. Oh, there's
This
Bungaku.
is my favorite cat of all time.
Here's
This is like
Bungaku. Yeah, he's not like
this is
chubby, but his face is fat.
this is the cat that like defines my Instagram existence. When I see Bungaku, I know the world is all right because he is there.
Yeah, I was debating putting. I know Bungaku is your favorite, and I was debating putting him on, but he doesn't really seem. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem tubby. It's just only his face. Oh my god! It's friggin' every time I see Bungaku, I just think like Liberty Mutual brings my diabetes medicine right to my front door.
He just has such a face. This is my number one cat, and so I'm gonna put him on like secret S tier. He is like the boss.
Yeah. The secret,
Yeah.
Oh my
the weird
gosh.
Greek letter we don't have anymore tier.
The secret
one
menu.
One of those Cyrillic letters that's like a Yeri. Yeri tier is Bungaku.
Oh my god.
I love how half of him he's just like sleep. He looks like he's about to like rage sleep. Like I'm gonna fall asleep and you're gonna watch me.
He just has the smallest mouth.
He really does, and big every. See, this isn't really a fat boy, but it is a silly boy.
So weird. Why is he sitting like that?
Because he's Bungaku.
So this is my dream cat. Yeah, this is my number one Instagram cat of all time.
Eyes.
His eyes have seen everything.
I've never seen a cat with more human trapped in a cat body energy than this cat.
Yes.
Specifically,
Oh my
like
God.
a prospector from 1849. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's about to make his
homie's
millions
soul.
in California.
Yeah, homie's
Oh
soul is a
my- oh
long
my
way from where he
God.
came from.
Oh my god.
And you know the saddest thing is I don't think he even has that many followers. Wait, scroll back up. Like
Well, we just
I think-
followed him, so
I think this
Folklife
cat
just
deserves
followed
like
Yeah.
millions of followers. I don't think
Yep.
he has that
No,
many. Yeah,
he
look at
deserves
that.
to have so many. Everyone.
He's
tier list,
following
tier
me
list.
too. I'm so proud. He is
Follow
following me on
Bungaku.
Instagram.
Follow
Oh my
Bungaku.
gosh.
Everyone needs to follow Bungaku after tonight. Look at
Yes.
Send him
this.
your energy.
Look at this.
I missed the cat that was before Zarathustra.
The cat
Who
before
was that?
Zarathustra.
Which cat was that? I couldn't figure out how to find that cat.
We were talking about.
Was it
that
Bo
Scruffles?
Manco?
Scruffles underscore fat cat.
I missed Scruffles underscore fat cat, and then I think I actually missed the other one too.
Who? Mango from Bo Manco. You got Mango.
Oh no, just Scruffles.
Scruffles. Yeah, Zarathustra, and then
Yes.
Samson. All right. Hey, Kathleen, your tier list is complete on a scale from Catstradamus to Fat Cat Art. How well does your belly look painted? This has been an amazing tier list. I've not laughed this hard. It was just looking at Bungaku.
He is a very good cat.
He's
Give
an
him all your
incredible boy.
support.
We need Bungaku on stream. It's like we had like like the Folkwise sign in Roblox, and we had the like Folkwise live music video. Our next fan tribute we're gonna be fishing for is just a picture of Bungaku with like a piece of paper that says Folkwise on it.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Dom, I think this is the best thing, the Fat Cat tier list that you've ever done. Except maybe that Dom got me like the nicest birthday present of all time, which was like you got someone on Reddit to like Photoshop battle like a photo of our cosplays Chun-Li and Zangief, and then you surprised me with it, and that's like one of the nicest
Do
things
you
like
still
you've
have
ever
that?
done.
Do you have that? Still?
I do. It's not around here. It's upstairs.
Okay,
But
I could find
this
it
is
on Reddit too.
okay.
Yeah, give me.
This is like a close second.
Oh, you're still carry. Well, I can find that on Reddit real quick. Everyone, GG's for Kathleen. What a fun interview. What a fun day playing Smash and talking about community and groups with you. It's been a real throwback to one of my favorite groups I've ever been a part of. If I'm being honest.
Aw.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I'm glad I
GG's and
could.
ladders. GG's and ladders for Kathleen. Everyone, she earned it.
I'm glad I could talk about all of that. I'm gonna have to look back at the comments because I can't see it right now while we're chatting. But I really hope we can get the Twitch channel going for my work at Nevada Humanities. That would just be so awesome. I think it's just like another way to bring like humanities programming to the public. I definitely want to do
Totally.
gaming. Oh my gosh.
Can we
Here's
we
the
will
one at
totally.
MagFest.
Hey, if you do that, we can promo each other and we can host your stream and all that jazz.
Yeah.
can,
We'll
like,
raid.
totally-
We'll raid if
we'll make-
we're
we'll
on
make
together.
We'll make our little network here. Oh
All
my
right.
god, that's such a good image.
Kathleen,
Wow.
we found it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so powerful.
Thank you. And here is our beautiful, our cosplay of the. Yeah, I got someone on Reddit Photoshop battles to drop this on a Street Fighter background. I'm so proud of this. This is on your fridge last time I saw. This is a great one. I should probably cut away because I am breaking a Twitch terms of service with this. I swear. But,
Okay.
to us. Kathleen's buns look great though. Her hair, I swear, and her Asics. Oh man,
Yes.
still obsessed with those shoes.
The Onitsuka Tigers.
Onitsuka Tigers, so good.
I will say that after this, I made Dom put like tape over his nipples because apparently nipples are a no-no at MagFest. But it's like you can still see like where the nipple is, and he still like
Yeah.
dresses like naked
shirtless.
underneath.
I
Yeah.
got like the red athletic tape, and it was like I found a shade of tape that was like close enough to my areolas, And then yeah, I remember what was Vega's name? Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just did like the gaffer tape across his chest. I'll never forget Tara as dressed like Cammy going, his don't even do anything. Coming to my defense.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen, for hanging out with us. Thanks, Robin, for just chilling with us in the back here and playing some Smash. That was very cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we learned a lot about vernacular Smash gameplay and community, and couldn't have done it without the team of Dom and Kathleen and the rest of Guts. So thanks everybody for teaching me about Smash. Hope
Thank
you all
you
learned
for
something
having
too.
me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun. Trip down memory lane, totally. I'm very impressed by your internet sleuths. I'm gonna see if I can find that
We'll let
it
you know who
takes
they
two.
are.
I helped. Well, it was me and Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, it was,
Okay.
yeah.
It was the baker from earlier, and hey, I don't think the baker's still out here, but GG's for the baker too, who
GG's
was
for the
making
GG's
making
for
that-
baklava. Oh man.
and the baklava and the strawberry rhubarb crisp that we all just like screamed about at the very end there. That was really fun.
Pop
so-
off. We did a big
Yeah.
pop off.
We did
there.
pop
We
off.
did the pop off.
Yes.